Hey, what's going on, guys? Danny here with you. In this video, we're going to go over the latest price analysis for Shiba Inu. And as always, this video is for educational purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. All right, so in yesterday's video, we were talking about how we were possibly forming this rising wedge pattern right here. And as you can see, we did actually break bullish out of it, and we're actually currently riding this trend line right here. I personally thought that we were probably going to break out somewhere around here, but of course, that did not happen. And over here, we talked about if we did actually break to the upside, then we did have two targets. And that's over here on our Fibonacci retracement tool. So we did actually perfectly hit the 0.27 area, and we did come up, and we actually did meet our target right here at the 0.618 area. And on the previous day's RSI, or excuse me, on the previous day's Fibonacci, we still do have the 0.618 area that we could actually hit right here. And in yesterday's video, I did not see this at that time, but we actually did form an ascending triangle right here, as you can see. And this is the top of the triangle. So that is our support, or that was our resistance line, which now will act as a support line. All right, we can actually come over here and get a target for that. So if we come from the base of the triangle to the top of the trend line, and we'll pull that out over here to our breakout area. All right, so somewhere right around here. And so if this does play out, then our target area, we will probably be looking somewhere around the 52.43 area if that does play out. And let me actually delete this Fibonacci retracement tool and see what the new one will look like. All right, let's pull this one out. We'll go down here from the previous low that we had up to our current high that we just previously posted. All right, and according to our Fibonacci, we did actually come back down. We came up and we did retest our 0.5 area. Of course, if we don't hold here, we will come back down to the 0.618 area. And this actually does line up pretty well if our ascending triangle breaks out and meets our target. This actually will line up fairly well with our 0.27 area on the Fibonacci. All right, and one more thing I do want to point out, this may or may not play out, but I'm keeping an eye on it. Of course, it looks like we could possibly be forming another very large rising wedge pattern right here, which of course long-term could be bearish. We'll actually go over the RSIs here in a second. I do believe we could actually break out, or excuse me, come back down and bounce, and then maybe come up right around this target area, and then break down out of our bearish, bearish out of our rising wedge. But let's go over here and take a look at our RSIs and see how we are looking. All right, so over here on our 15-minute chart, as you can see, we still do have a bearish divergence right here. We are making lower highs on the RSI, and over here on the price chart, we are making higher highs. That is a bearish divergence. And this could actually play out. Like I said, we could come down here and then break and then kind of bounce off of our trend line. And that would allow us enough time to cool down and for our 15-minute bearish divergence to play out. And let's go over here to our, actually, let me take a look at the stochastic. So stochastic is starting to face downward right here. So of course that would probably lead to our bounce if we do bounce off this trend line. And over here on the hourly chart, all right, as you see, our hourly, we are forming yet another longer bearish divergence. The longer and longer we go up through this, longer and longer we go up through this rising wedge, it looks like the longer we'll make this bearish divergence, which means we're probably looking at a correction coming up shortly, maybe another day or two once we make a higher high up here. But of course, we do have a lower highs on here, and we're making higher highs on the price chart. And our stochastic right now is coming down near here. So of course, we could get that short-term bounce and then head back up here and let our hourly come up here, and then possibly hit up here or maybe even higher near our target and then come back down. And over here on our 4-hourly chart, all right, so over here on our 4-hourly chart, as you can see, we still have this bearish divergence right here. And the stochastic RSI is right around the 58 area, and that is facing upward. And we do have a slight downward right there, but I think we might just go down here and then pop back up for a little bit and come up here. All right, over here on the daily, let me delete this one out. All right, as you see over here on our daily chart, we still we have not made a higher high on the regular RSI, so we do have a very strong bearish divergence still right there. And of course, this is on our daily chart, so we'll probably once we do start correcting in another day or so, we'll probably correct for at least a day, and then let this cool off a little bit down here. And as you see right now, our stochastic is all the way up here. We are in the overbought territory. So we could, of course, see another fall here shortly. And let me go back over here to the 15-minute chart. All right, so this is just my opinion. This may or may not play out this way. Of course, we still have the target up here, and we could break bullish out of here, which means we'll hit our 0.27, which we could potentially bounce up here and then hit up this and then fall out of our rising wedge, which I think was most likely could happen. But of course, if we do break out of here, then we will most likely hit this 0.618 area. But yeah, my opinion is we're probably going to break down, hit this trend line, bounce back up for our hourly or so, then maybe bounce down again, and then probably, I do believe we'll probably hit this target up here. And then my opinion is I do believe we will start breaking down. Of course, the target on a rising wedge is the base of the wedge, which is our very strong support area right here on this red line. We may or may not come back down. We will actually, I'll go back over this again in another video, and we'll put out we'll do a Fibonacci retracement, see where we could come back down to. We don't always have to come back down. Sometimes we do break out and then come down, hit a major area on our Fibonacci, form a pattern, and we do break up from there. But we'll have to wait and see how this pattern plays out. But I do appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to watch this video. And I hope you guys have a good evening. And please make sure you do like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, thanks. Take care.